rebuild that in between race 2 and this one. So
well,
good news. Looks like he's got it on the track. It looks probably going to be a pit lane start now. He's missed the.
And also good news, Matt, is that the timing screen is showing 12 minutes. The safety car is actually pegging in for the end of just one warming up lap, so we'll be ready to go. And I say it's points being scored for this race, but also one race shootout for the GP plate. In Division 1, is Liam Morley going to get his 11th win, or is it going to be a former British Grand Prix winner, the Superkart of Lee Harper? Lights out, away we go, and it's almost 4 abreast. Jack Tritton looking up the inside of Liam Morley, but it's Harpham that chops across them all, and all locking up of brakes as they go in. And I think that was Harpham that initially got the run, but I think someone came round the outside on the way down through Hollywood. So
yeah, look, a good start from Carl Hume as well. I think Liam Morley locked a front brake on the entry to turn 1, but I think he held third down the hill into the old hairpin.
Well, they were probably all looking across at one another, thinking who's going to be the late breaker going through here, and it was, you can only leave it so late, and then you pass the point of road return. Now it looks like it's a darker coloured. Actually, it could be Carl Hume. Is that a yellow and black cart that leads up?
Looks like it.
Through Coppice. It could well be the 3 cart of Carl Hume. Has been unlucky with slipping clutch earlier on. Yes, it is Carl Hume, the yellow cart that comes towards us, and I think that's Morley there down in 3rd place. Yellow flags being waved halfway along the exhibition straight, so I'm not sure what that's all about, but Tom Riley did get out, and it's
Carl Hume in the lead as well now.
It is Hume from Lee Harper. Morley there in 3rd place. It's Tritton and Andy Gulliford going well side by side as they head down to Redgate for this first time, and round the outside, and is that Morley gets
Harper round the outside of Carl Hume into turn 1, and I think Morley nipped that past on the exit, so Hume down from 1st to 3rd on the exit of Redgate.
Yeah, Tom Russell's come through there in 6th place. It was Richard van der Nest there in 7th ahead of Mark Edwards. Sam Moss there in 9th place, lost about 3 places on the open lap, and completing the top 10 was the 29 of Tom Hatfield. Paul Platt there in 11th. Who's looking for 2nd place in the monos? It's the 103 of Kirk Cattermole. Samantha Hempshall up into 3rd place in the monos, and looking further down, Kevin Ridley, the 12 cart, leading the 450s and leading the 125s. Costa Karitsis, the 69, just ahead of the 643 of Ollie Holmes. So battles all the way through this 12-minute race. And it looks like, and it's Harper with quite a big lead from Morley. Hume down to 3rd. Jack Tritton putting some pressure on Andy Gulliford, who's having a much better run in this race. The 8 cart looks for a move up the inside into Redgate, and doesn't quite get the move done on Carl Hume. Carl Hume shuts the door on him.
And Sam Moss into the pits as well. Bit of a dreadful weekend for Sam. Had issues throughout the weekend in qualifying and race 1, but yeah, early retirement after just 2 laps.
Yeah, Sam Moss, one of the quick drivers in the Division 1 category, but this is his first meeting of the season. But someone else coming into pit lane, Armin, yeah, is that the 115? No, that's one of the Dougies. That's a 75 cart.
So I think Morley's got a few issues actually, because on the start and finish straight he was looking down at his engine and shaking his head, and you can see he's actually dropped back from the leader into the clutches of 3rd place Carl Hume, so the 2 plate of Liam Morley, which means that Harpham has extended his advantage to about 1.5 seconds as they come down into the final chicane.
Yep, so this will be Harpham to complete 3 laps, and the gap between him and Morley in 2nd place is when time in 2.6 seconds, and the fastest lap that time around for Harpham a 1:04.959. So the French Grand Prix winner trying to make it 2 Grand Prix wins in a row, and Lee, a former Grand Prix winner here I think in 2022, so we'd like to get that plate back, but Morley's the one that's trying to go for his 11th title.
Yeah, and he's not going to have it all his own way by the looks of it, because I think Hume and Tritton right on his on the back of Morley as we go up the hill into McLean's.
Yeah, and Andy Gulliford's still in that little lead group, looking quite threatening as well. The 8 cart, I think just behind him is Tom Russell's. Not too much ground separating those 2nd down to 6th place.
And one driver that's not having the best of it is Richard van der Nest, who started up in the top 5. He's down in P10 at the moment. spoke to Richard just before the race, was looking to make some improvements. But
yeah, and certainly that last lap from Richard, a 1:10.7. I mean, the leader then Tretton side by side with Morley and gets the drive down the straight. So certainly in a straight line, that 2-car is not performing as we would expect. Tretton now up into second place.
Fastest lap so far from Lee Harpen for 1:04.9. So quite a way off what they were doing in the earlier race, but yeah, it's got a hotter day. The track's got hotter. The engine's not running as well. So yeah, not the same pace as before, but Harpen doing what he needs to do as Richard van den Ness just spoke about him. He comes into the pit, so not having a good race.
So the French champion coming across from Holland. Unfortunately, Richard not going to be partaking anymore in this race. So the gap between Harpen and Tritton, 3.8 seconds last time around, and it was a personal best lap for Jack, but a 1:05.6 is against the fastest lap so far of Lee Harpen, a 1:04.9.
And Harpen's got traffic now on the start and finish straight. He's about 4 or 5 carts in front of him, but looks to clear as many as he can before turn 1. I think he's just going to do it. Yes, he is. He closed all 5 into turn 1, so a nice little gap there.
Yeah,
it's 3.7 seconds.
And Morley into pit lane. So the 2-car of Liam Morley, it's not going to be win number 11. So Morley out. As the leaders head down through Old Hairpin. And looking further back, it's still Paul Platt, the S1 that leads the monos, with Kurt Cattermole there in second place. And then we wait for the 1:25s to come through. Louis Wall trying to make up some ground. And the 1:25s headed by. There's Kevin Ridley goes across the line, 12 car to lead the 450s. Here comes Ollie Holmes, the 643 to lead the 1:25. So he's got a significant gap now over the 69 carts of Costa Caritzis.
I can see Morley out the car now, so that's game over for the number 2. No GP win today, and Lee Harpen comes to complete another lap. That's 6 laps complete now.
And 5 minutes 20 left on the clock. Jack Tritton got a big gap now over the 3 carts of Carl Hume, as Tom Rushforth and Andy Gulliford run it side by side down to Redgate. Rushforth on the inside, Gulliford on the outside, and it's the 24 car. But who's that there with him as well? That must be, is that Mark Edwards? Yes, so Mark Edwards having a good run, the 68 car, the former European sidecar champion, having a good run there in 6th place.
So the gap at the front, 5.1 seconds now, with only 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. So if Jack Tritton wants it, he's going to have to dig deep and find some time.
Well, Jack's last lap was a 1:06.3, and Lee's last lap a 1:05 flat. So 1.3 seconds on that last lap alone. So I think, barring any problems, we don't want to put commentators' curse on it, but both these drivers using the MS chassis and the Harvey Motorsport BM engine. Dave Harvey has actually put up a very nice silver trophy for the winner of the Division 1 Grand Prix. So first 2 across the line. It's still the battle there for 4th place between Gulliford and Rushforth, with Edwards tucked in behind, and Carl Kinsey might far adrift in 7th place, the 89 car.
So Tritton took a few tenths out of Harpen on the last lap, so the gap's down to 4.8 seconds now. But again, with just short of 4 minutes to go, it might be a bit too much too soon. But you never know. As the tyres start to go off against a 12-minute race, so they probably won't, but you never know.
Well, you've been out there enough times, Matt. Oh, and Louis Wall trying to go around the outside of John Fulton, and got it all wrong on the curb and just about managed to keep it together. So a dicey moment there for Louis Wall, but having had 2 non-finishes so far this weekend, the 44 carts of Louis Wall hoping to get a finish this time. Kevin Ridley crosses the line, still leading the 450s. And here comes Harpen to complete another lap, and that's 3 minutes left on the clock. So I think we could end up with probably another 3 laps on this. Tritton still through there in 2nd place, and into pit lane, another retirement for the 144 of Jack Bliss. Now, Carl Hume, the 3 car in 3rd place, is now being caught by the 8. Andy Gulliford dives out to the inside, not quite close enough. Hume shuts the door. So
Tom Rushforth in the pits from 6th place.
So the 24 car out of the race.
and goes straight back into the paddock. So that's game over for Tom. It means everyone else comes up by one place. So that's Edwards now in 5th, Kinsey up to 6th, Clemson up to 7th.
Yeah, well, strange enough, Tom Rushfield has tripped the timing beam, but obviously I think the timing beam does cross in the pit lane. So a non-finish for the 24 kart of Tom Rushforth. Paul Platt's on his way with Catamol still there in 2nd place, and Hempshall 3rd in the monos, but she's only 1.6 seconds behind Kurt Catamol.
So Harper crosses to take lap 9. That's a gap of 5.5 seconds now back to Tritton. So as I said, barring any mechanicals, it looks like Harper's got the job done as we've got 2 minutes left on the clock, probably 2, maybe 3 laps.
Yeah, so Carl King managed to get just a little bit of a gap over Gully for that time, as they both encountered traffic. Mark Edwards still there in close contention, and they've got to about 4 seconds now over Carl Kinsey. Paul Platt exits the Robert chicane, crosses the line, well ahead of his closest rival. We'll look further back to see how close this battle is between Catamol, who is crossing the line now and got a fair gap over the 35 of Samantha Hempshall, bearing in mind that that's a rebuilt kart with a new rear axle and side pods.
So yeah, in the 250 national, we got Platt out front, and then Catamol 9.5 seconds back in 3rd, and then Hempshall 2 seconds back, as we see Mike Parr making a move on Aaron Powell
yep.
for I think that's 4th place, sorry, in the 250 national. So
yep.
Mike Parr, one of the Red Speed boys, going really well.
And into pit lane, the 55 off Ross Withrow, as Carl Hume puts another lap, and both him and Andy Gulliford weaving their way through the traffic. So we've got down to 41 seconds on the clock. Is this the final lap? I'm not sure that we can actually see a last lap board going out. So obviously in the bikes we get the yellow flag with a black cross, but not within the Superkarts and fraternity. So if Morley emerges from the Robert chicane, I don't think he's going to be... Harpen emerges fairly soon. I think the clock's going to tick down before we see him again. Comes the battle. Samantha Hempshall closing into the 103 kart of Kurt Catamol. So that's a 2nd place battle in the monos. And clock has ticked down. John Faulkner potentially starting his last lap, the 66 kart. Here comes the 4 kart of Liam Morley, and checker flag goes out, and it is a win, a fist in the air for the 4 kart of Liam Morley. Takes the win. That's, oh God, Lee Harpham. Sorry guys. Lee Harpham takes the win in the 4 kart. Jack Tritton there gets 2nd place, 5.4 seconds. And then 3rd is the 3 kart of Carl Hume from Andy Gulliford and Mark Edwards. Carl Kinsey gets 6th spot as the rest of the field stream across.
And looks like it's going to be 7th place for Red Speed driver Luke Clemson. So best result of the weekend for Luke, coming over in 7th. Yeah, definitely must be pleased with that one.
And Tom Riley, the 42, crosses the line, but very slowly. Here comes Paul Platt, another fist in the air, takes the O plate and 1st place in the 250 monos, as we wait for Kurt Catamol and Samantha Hempshall on their nose to tail, and Hempshall's going to get it, dies out, and I think that was just by a wheel, I think.
0.03, Hempshall got it.
34 thousandths of a second. Hempshall gets 2nd place from Kurt Catamol. And further back, I think Kevin Ridley has already taken the checker flag